Hello YouTube! My name is Josh and I want to welcome you to our channel. So Flickstiq is all about game streaming and cloud gaming, and today we're here to do something a little bit different. So this is different than the other videos that we've made for our channel. We're actually going to show you what it's like in real time to stream a game from a cloud server and play it. So specifically, we're going to use Paperspace as our cloud server, we're going to use Parsec as our streaming app, and we're going to try out a brand new game that just hit Steam today called Showdown. And it's a game from Crytek. That's the company that made Crysis, which, it's been a little while. So they made Crysis, Crysis 2, Crysis 3, and they were known for how awesome their games were back when those first came out. And this is their brand new game. And the premise is that you're a bounty hunter and you get dropped into a sandbox world, and you basically have to move around the world and survive. You're actually partnered with one other person. And what's cool, kind of the twist of this game, is that you have to survive in the world against the AI. So there's AI monsters and stuff like that in the world. And you also have to survive against other teams. So other teams of two people also get dropped in the world. And you're just basically trying to last as long as you can. And ideally, you want to make it to the very end of the match. And if you do, whatever gear and stuff and experience and stuff that you picked up in the world, you get to keep, from what I understand. Now, this is going to be a raw experience, meaning that I have not played this game at all. So everything that I know about it is just from watching a couple videos and reading their description. So you're going to get my first impressions of it as it actually happens. And so it may be interesting, right? We'll see how it actually goes. So forgive me if it seems like I'm lost at any point or that I'm not sure what's going on, because it's probably true. This is a brand new title, just came out. And if you're interested in playing this game or in trying these services, you're going to find links for those down in the description below. So there's going to be a link for the game that takes you to a Steam page. You're going to get a link to the Parsec website if you want to try streaming through Parsec. And you're also going to find a link to Paperspace along with a code that you can use to get $10 of free game time on Paperspace. So if you want to try game streaming for the first time or cloud gaming, you can use that code to set up your machine and have a few hours of free gameplay to see what it's all about. And we're going to be using the P5000 machine from Paperspace. The machine basically has 16 gigabytes of VRAM. It's got an 8-core processor. The GPU is kind of equivalent to a GTX 1080 on a normal computer. So this is a beast of a machine, and hopefully you'll see that in the game with how it looks. And I'm going to show you what it looks like to actually set up a game from scratch. So I haven't even launched it yet on the cloud machine. So you'll see all that from scratch, and you're just going to see some uncut gameplay. So you'll see what it's really truly like to play a game from the cloud. There's not going to be any edits. It's all going to be just shooting straight. So, nothing is clipped out or hidden or anything like that. So you're going to get a very raw experience, and I wanted you guys to be able to see that so that you can see what it's really like to play in the cloud for real. So let's jump right in. So to get things started, we're going to go ahead and launch Parsec. And you see that on my Parsec screen, this is my gaming PC that I'm on right now. So that's why it's listed with the I. That's my current computer. This one right here is the Paperspace Cloud machine, and we're going to jump into it just by hitting play. And we are now connected. And you can see that was really quick, really fluid. I'm on the desktop. It actually feels like I'm on the computer itself still, but I'm actually playing from a server that's located in New York, and I'm in Ohio. So we're going to jump right into the game. I installed it, so we're just going to double click and launch it. Now, one thing that I do want to try, and I have no idea how it's going to go, I've got an Xbox 360 control or Xbox One controller right here that's wired to this gaming computer, and I have no idea if this game actually supports controllers because they don't list that. They don't talk about that in the description. So maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We will find out, because I know that's a question that a lot of game streamers have, because with Parsec, if you wanted to, you could stream your games to a Raspberry Pi. So if you wanted to do it on the cheap, you could have just this cloud computer and stream that to like a TV or a monitor with a Raspberry Pi, and a controller can be very handy for that. You can also stream on Android. You can find Parsec in the Play Store for Google. It is still in beta, so it's not quite as refined as what you're seeing right now on the desktop, but it is available. And if you're going to play on a phone, you're likely going to want to do that with a controller. So we'll see if this has controller support. Now, the Hunt is currently in early access on Steam, so it hasn't been released yet. They're still going to be refining it. There may be some bugs as we play, and they're still going to be adding features and content and stuff down the road. So you can start playing it right now if you want, but don't take this as an example of the final product because it is not complete yet. So if there's not controller support today, maybe they'll be adding that down the road, and we will find out. So I just, like you saw, I tried to launch the game, and it looks like there's a little delay, but we're getting something now. And we'll just give that some time to boot up. And like I said, we're doing this in real time. I am not editing anything out. I want you to see what it's really like and what you really go through to stream games from a cloud computer to yourself. And we'll see what it does. Now, the very first thing once we do get in the game is we are going to go through and optimize the game so that we have the best streaming experience possible. So that means that we're looking for settings that give you overlays, things like that we can basically turn off. We're going to see if it supports a windowed mode, because with Parsec, if you have the option, you absolutely want to have it in windowed mode. So it looks like settings are up here. I think that's what that is. All right, so we have audio and graphics. So we're going to go to graphics right here. 1080p is perfect. Window mode is full screen, so we're going to switch that. There's windowed, borderless. That's exactly what we're looking for. It has VSync turned on by default. We're going to turn that off because we actually do VSync in the Parsec app itself. So on my gaming PC, before I even set anything up, I went into the settings of Parsec and I enabled VSync, and I ordered or set up optimization for windowed mode because that's how it runs the best. And if you're not sure how that works, you'll find a link to my video for optimizing Parsec. So you'll find that in the description as well. So if you're curious about just trying to set up Parsec and getting the most out of it, there's a whole video about how to get that done. Now, system spec, definitely high. Okay, so it looks like medium. We want to have it on high. Motion blur, I'm not a fan of, so we'll turn that off. Depth of field is fine. Anti-aliasing, we're going to bump up as far as we can. So it looks like that's going to be 2x. Filtering can stay on 16x, so that is fine as well. So we'll apply our changes real quick and then keep it. So you can see visually, it hasn't changed a whole lot, even though we've made a significant change. We're now in windowed borderless mode, and that's going to give us the best possible experience with Parsec. Let's look at the other settings real quick just to see if there's anything else that we need to do. Aim down sights. I think we'd want to do that as a hold. Okay. I think I'm good with most of this. Okay. Key customizations. Well, and this will just help us to know what the controls are to begin with, because like I said, we have never played. So sprint, aim down sight is shift. Okay. They don't have an aim down sight button. We'll have to see, because usually that's right mouse button. Equipment, 1, 2, 3. That's pretty standard. Okay. Q is next weapon. That's good to know. All right, there we go. It says aiming is mouse 2, attack is mouse 1, reload is R, interact is F, open map, dark sight. So I know what dark sight is because I watched a video about this game before making my own stream. And dark sight basically allows you to find objectives on the game map. So like they call them clues. And if you can find the clue and basically interact with it, it'll actually shrink the size of the map. So that's kind of like, that's a similar feature that we see in other survival games like Fortnite or like H1Z1 or like, there's quite a few other ones, but that's pretty similar. So we're shrinking the game world because we are technically playing against other teams. And the whole idea is to try to get you into a small space at the very end so that you take each other out so that one team wins. So we're used to that. Okay, push to talk is Alt, and we may need to use that. Now that's a little bit awkward. Is there a better button that we could use? Let's make that, is T being used for anything? Because that's easier to reach with my finger. Okay, let's fix that. So we're gonna make that T. Just in case, because we are cooperatively gonna be playing with another person. So ideally we may want to talk to them. So we will see. And I think that's gonna be it for our settings. So we'll go ahead and hit the X up there and get out of that. So just looking at this, it looks like it's just giving you kind of an overline of your rank and your stats. So from what I saw in reading the description on Steam, if you die, which you're probably going to at some point, the experience that you gained while you were playing doesn't go away. But Just a second. Looks like my watch is going off. There we go. So the experience doesn't go away, but you lose anything you picked up if you die. So you only get to retain what you picked up if you're the final team standing, from what I read. I think I'm reading that right. And let's look at hunters. So it looks like this is maybe where you connect with people. Although it looks like we're getting a connection error down here, maybe. Well, it says recruits, no recruits. I don't know, this might be the multiplayer menu. Let's see if we can find out where you play. And it reminds you that you're in early access. So here's our rank, store, what is that? Oh, it looks like you can use like points and stuff that you earn to unlock other things. So that's cool. You know, we're pretty familiar with that system. Library. That's interesting. Manual. Oh, nope, we don't want to go to an external browser. That's interesting. So it looks like they deliver some story to you over here. We're not going to dig into that too much. What is going on at the bottom of the screen? Server connection failed. Okay, well, let's go ahead and reconnect. That's important because this is an online game and we need it to work. So I think if we were connected that we would have some hunters right here that we could choose from. Here we go. So we are connected now. Not sure why we don't have hunters yet. Let's go see if maybe we toggle back and forth. All right, not sure. We're gonna go ahead and hit the play button. It says no hunter available. Okay, so it means I haven't played yet, which we already talked about. So it looks like we need to pick a character and they kind of vary with the equipment that they start off with. So this is a repeating rifle, which I like. And a melee weapon, which I also like because, you know, having a stealthy option is important for the game. And then we've got an electric lamp. So it looks like, you know, if you go in somewhere dark, that's important. Restores all stamina and stops it. So this I'm liking already. This guy has a shotgun. It has a pistol with a stock on it, a knife, and a dynamite stick. This guy has a two-barreled shotgun. That's okay, and then has a pistol and fuses and a health restoration, which is pretty cool. And then this guy, repeating rifle with 15 rounds. The stock is mounted with blades for melee combat. Okay, I kind of dig that. Causes rending melee damage. Okay. And then has a pistol, so that's a brawler pistol. Okay. And then we get fuses. So it looks like they all have something like a light that you can use. Okay. A frag bomb. Okay. That's helpful. And can carry an additional tool. So that's cool. It looks like we don't have a tool to put on there yet. All right, so he's the most expensive. So it looks like when you look at the system up here, you have a certain amount of money that you can spend on characters, and they get more expensive. So cheapest to most expensive. I know that for me, I like to have range when I shoot. So that means we're looking at either this character or this character. And I'm honestly not sure how hard it is to get your money, like how much you typically get for a match. And I'm not sure if 142 is a lot, but I'm kind of liking it. So I think we're going to do this guy. And we've got an exclamation point on the store. Okay. So it looks like we could buy things, possibly. We're not going to do that yet because we have no idea what's good and what's bad. So we have no basis for hunting or for buying stuff. So we'll start with this. That's pretty cool. It's neat that it has blades on the gun. All right, consumables, tools. So he has a slot for an extra tool. Do we have any tools that we could give him? I guess not. All right, we may, on the next round, you know, once we have more context for what we're doing, we may add something there, but I think we just want to jump in and play first. Now, we mentioned that we were going to try the Xbox controller. So this is an Xbox One S controller. See if anything happens, and does not appear to have any sort of controller support in here. Nothing. Yeah, I'm getting nothing. So, okay. I think we answered that question. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit play and we'll see what it's like to get in. All right, your region. Okay, regions define where the game looks for an available game to ensure a lag-free experience. So, this is probably going to be different, compared to if you play this on a local computer in your home for us, because we're playing on a cloud machine, right? Now, I know that my cloud server is located in New York. So, we want to pick something as close to New York. So, I think US East is probably going to be right. What other choices? Central, West, Europe. Okay, East is definitely going to be right. And it looks like you're going to pick a spot to play. So I guess these are maps, right? So we've got a spider or a butcher. Okay. Let's try that. And it looks like, some of these are probably dark. And these ones are sunny. So we'll jump into that. For right now, let's play solo. Let's get our feet under us before we mess up somebody else's game. So let's hit accept. And looks like the goal is to kill this spider. So that's the boss that you're trying to track down. So let's see what we get. Interesting. Let me turn my audio up a little bit because I need to hear it. So it looks like you could spawn almost anywhere that you want in this map. So we can zoom. Oh, scrolling in. Oh, that's cool. So even while it's loading, you can kind of zoom in and look around a little bit. If we zoom in, yeah, we can click and drag around. All right, so you can be kind of tactical, it looks like. So I have no idea how the spawning system works in this game. So I don't know if you always spawn in like set spots around the map or if it can be completely randomized where you can really be anywhere. And what I do know, like we talked about earlier, is that there are going to be clues spread out throughout the map, and finding the clues will reduce the area on the map. Now, since I chose to play solo, I'm guessing that there aren't other teams, so we'll probably come back and do a ranked match later. But I wanted to start off, by myself so that we can kind of figure this out before we need to partner with somebody else. So I'm guessing that I'm probably just playing against the world, or actually, for all I know, maybe I'm playing against a bunch of other solo players, so I'm just not on my own team, with somebody else. We'll find out. Lots of questions. Like I said, brand new game. All right, so we're loading into the map. Let's see how far we get. Now, in the other videos that I watched, there's not a lot of them because, like I said, it's a brand new game. Now, it was in alpha for a little bit, so some other people have tested it prior to it releasing on Steam. So there are a few other videos out there. People tended to get killed pretty quickly on their first matches, so we'll see if we can do better. And at the same time, keep in mind that this is not all just about the game. We're also testing Parsec, right? So we're streaming this game from New York to Ohio, from a cloud machine to my local computer here at home. So we're showing off what Parsec looks like and how it feels and all that stuff. So keep in mind that even if you don't own a computer, if all you have is an Android phone, or maybe you're willing to throw out 30 or 40 bucks to get a Raspberry Pi, that's all you need. You could set up Paperspace and do this yourself through your TV or something. So that's awesome. So far it's looking really good. The stream feels good. The actual mouse is amazing. To be honest, I actually forgot, and I'm not just saying this because I'm into streaming. I actually forgot that I'm not playing on my local machine. That's how good it feels so far. I mean, the mouse tracking feels local, which is amazing. That's one of the greatest things about Parsec. It's why Parsec is one of my favorite streaming systems that you can use. Now it is taking its sweet time to load. I did see, like, if you pull up the Hunt's page on Steam and look at their store page, that's actually a complaint that people have had, saying that, I guess it's probably because we're talking launch day, right? But it's been kind of slow. So people have had some server disconnects and just some trouble getting on the servers to begin with. So I don't think this is anything specific to us or to streaming. It looks like the servers are just kind of bogged. So we'll give it whatever time it needs. Now, what I'm going to be looking for as we start, because remember, some of the other characters that we looked at had a specific melee weapon, like a knife or a machete or something. My character, instead of having its separate melee weapon, has a blade along the stock of the gun, so it looks like I whack people with it. I kind of would like to have something extra beyond that, I think. So we'll be looking around the map for something that we can pick up to do that with. So it is saying that it's waiting for other players, so that kind of suggests that there are still other players even though I'm playing solo. So I think it means that I'm just not paired with somebody else, which is fine with me for right now because I don't want to embarrass anybody else as I'm trying to learn the game. All right, we're in. Okay, so thus far, feels pretty good. Cool. So that's what it looks like to sight in. So it's not a true ADS. So I'm not really looking down the sights, I guess. That's interesting. Now, actually, I'm going to check something really quick before I'm overrun by somebody. I thought I saw a button. Let's see, aim down sight. So there may not have been a button for that, because if we look down here, so that's aiming, but it doesn't say aim down sight. I wonder if we change that, if that's different, because I like to look down the sight. So if we click on this, okay. You want to assign it? Yes. Apply. Some actions are missing a key. Sprint is going to be shift. Okay. What else is missing? A prepper key binding. Combat. All right, we're just going to assign this to something arbitrary. Let's do G. Because I want to see if that gives you real ADS. Okay, so now, resume. So now, if I hold down right mouse, I get absolutely nothing. G still aims me in. That's really strange. So there's no actual reticule aiming, like I can't actually really look down the sights. So that's different. Okay, so we're going to revert that back to normal, so we'll reset those. Yes. Okay. That's interesting. I wonder why that option's even there. So we're just kind of wandering around. If we hold tab, it shows the map. Now, does it show where we... Okay, I think this is me right here. So it does show you where you are on the map. So let's head over this way and see what we find. Now, I am getting a little bit of stream compression on the screen, like it's noticeable to me. I don't know how noticeable it is on the stream that you're looking at or on the video. I mean, it's not bad, but you can see that there's a little bit of just pixelation on the screen. I think it looks pretty good to you, though. Now, part of it is that the screen that I'm playing on is a 4K screen, and we're playing on 1080p resolution for the cloud machine, so that could be part of why I'm seeing it that way. Okay, so it looks like we're coming up on some buildings. Now, here's something that I will throw out there. The servers are known to be laggy themselves, so people have experienced some lag. So if you notice lag on the screen, it's going to be really hard to know whether we can attribute that to the cloud session itself or whether it's, you know, the game itself being laggy. Okay, so there's something right there. All right, what are those? So they kind of look like dogs. Oh. Can I shoot them through the fence? Oh, it looks like I can. All right, that's awesome. Dead? No. All right, so let's look through. Let's see if we can finish it off with our pistol. So our pistol's pretty cool. It's got a grip. All right, now it's dead, I think. Now you have to be careful in this game because sound matters quite a bit. So anytime that you make a noise, your competition could potentially hear you, and other creatures in the game could potentially hear you as well. So should we go in here? Do we see anything else that we need to be worried about? Not offhand. And something else that's cool is that the creatures in this game, like dogs, and what is that? Oh shit. Is that a good horse or like a rabid horse? Alright, I think it's just an alarm horse. So that's what I was just saying. So the creatures in this game can make noise and give away your location. And you have to be careful about that because stuff nearby. Now here's a clue. We actually found a clue already without even using our vision. Alright, so this should be shrinking the map. So if we check the map again, see how it just reduced that size. So that narrows down where we're going to run into bosses and other players and stuff like that. So we also want to be listening for, you know, animals that are not near us making noise, because that would indicate that another player is nearby. Now I don't believe that animals are supposed to make noise for the AI characters. So it should strictly indicate that there's another player nearby if you run into noise. And these are explosive barrels, so we gotta watch out for that. Don't want to be blown up by somebody else. Now, what is melee? So, is that F? Now see, these are crows, and crows can set that off, so we're going to kind of go back out this way. Is V melee? See, I didn't pay enough attention to the key bindings when I was looking. So E? Alright, so E is our vision. So when we're in this mode, we can use it to look around for creatures and for more of those clues. Anything that's a clue or a creature should show up as a blue outlined area. So I'm not seeing anything right now. Still want to know what melee is. So V, I'm just going through stuff that normally... Okay, Q changes weapon. Oh shit! What was that? That was a character. So I'm pretty sure another player just killed us there. But when we go back to the menu, we'll try this again. And we are definitely going to look at melee. Because remember, the stock of my gun is my melee weapon. You know, I should be hitting with it and doing damage. And I want a way to be able to do damage silently. So we're going to hit back to menu. I want to be able to do that silently so that I potentially don't, you know, alert other things around me to my presence. So I've clicked back to menu. I think the button is responding. We'll give it a second. So again, this is in early access, so things may not be perfect, but we'll see. All right, giving it time, giving it time. I actually survived longer than I was expecting, you know, based on the other videos I watched. I mean, people literally spawned, you know, walked like 10 feet down one of the roads and died. So we'll take that. First attempt. And we didn't even see the guy that killed us because we were trying to figure out the melee settings. So that wasn't a good example. We'll try again. Now, did we get anything for that? I don't know. You know, all that we really accomplished was we killed some dogs and we killed a horse. So if you get rewarded for that, that would be cool. We'll find out. All right, so you died. So we got a clue though, we forgot that. So we got some experience for killing the clues and for getting the dogs killed. So yeah, even that limited run got us something. It looks like your weapons upgrade too, like they unlock. Now we got 25 for our money. So that's helpful to know, right? So the money does not come in heavily unless you... Let's see, what is the bounty? So we got 25 for finding a clue. So unless you really do quite a bit, you don't get enough. Like, I didn't make back the money that I used on my character. All right, let's do this. Let's find what our buttons are real fast because I want to know what that melee button is. Let's see. Aiming, attack is mouse. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't see anything for melee. Dark sight, map, knew that. All right, so I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing. I don't see a button for melee. So if the stock of my gun is my blade, how am I supposed to use that? Maybe it's something that I select, like maybe it's its own separate thing on the on the menu. Like maybe it's like switching weapons, so I don't melee in the traditional sense. We're gonna find out. But I don't know what I'm missing here, because there does not appear to be a dedicated melee button. Okay. Well, we'll find out. We'll pay extra attention to the to our weapons. All right. So it says no hunter available. That's weird, because I have enough money. I wonder why that one went away. Well, like we said before, you know, our next choice was this guy. So I guess we'll roll with it. I did click him. Oh. Oh, higher. Got it. Okay. I guess we just hit play. What the crap? So I think this is a glitch. So higher. Do I need to wait for him to like load in here? I'm not seeing that I'm disconnected like we saw earlier. I think this is just the, you know, what you go through on launch day. There he is. Okay, what the crap? So why do we have two things here? So is this my... Okay. Why do I have two? See, this is weird, right? I in no way selected this guy because that's a shotgun. I do not want a shotgun. So is this basically like the needs of the server? I have no idea. This is the guy I picked, so I have no idea what this dude's here. All right, we'll move forward with it though. All right, I'm still, you know, I'm itching to kill that spider, so we're gonna jump right into the same map again. So last time we spawned right over here. And I mean, we couldn't have gotten that far because we went up the road. I think we kind of deviated maybe over to this way, maybe. So maybe that was the farm that we were looking at. I mean, it's really hard to say. Try to pay attention to that, because I would imagine that learning these maps is really going to be helpful. You know, knowing where you spawned and, you know, being able to get to hot spots quickly. Oh no! Now, let's clarify, this is the Crytek cloud error. This is not an actual cloud streaming error. It's important. Okay, now it looks like it's still doing something though. And if it doesn't give me back my money, if it kicks me out, that's gonna be crap. Launch day woes. I mean, I knew it was gonna be buggy, and yeah, I kind of questioned whether this is what I wanted to show off for some cloud gameplay, but you know, that's what people like to watch, right? You know, some of you are probably here just because I'm playing this game, and you know, now you're learning about cloud gaming at the same time. You know, we want to play the stuff that people want to see, and you know, this is a hot topic right now. So if you're new to our channel and you're not familiar with cloud gaming, take a look at some of the other videos that we've made, because this is just one set of cloud gaming and game streaming providers. So Parsec and Paperspace are just one way that you can do this. You've got other options out there like Liquid Sky and Snoozed, and you know, other combinations. Like you could run you could do Paperspace like we're doing here, but instead of using Parsec, you could use Remoter. And if you use Remoter as your streaming app, then you could also play on iPhone or iPad. So if you're an iOS guy and you want to stream to an iPhone or iPad, Remoter can do that for you. Now, Remoter doesn't have quite the same fidelity and latency, like low latency for your controls, that Parsec has. But if you want to play on iOS, it's really one of your only options. All right, what are we doing here? So we got an error, but it still says that it's filling up the team, and it still kind of looks like it's trying to do something. See, what I'm concerned about right now is losing my money, given that I don't have much. See, like, I'm on the cheapest character right now, and he was about $50. And you can tell, I mean, you could probably play that character about 8 times for this money, assuming that you upgraded nothing else or added any other equipment. So you got to be careful with your money in this game. All right, what should I do? Should I cancel this, you know, given that I had an error, or do we wait just a little bit longer? All right, here's what I like to do when this happens. We're going to count to 10, And if this is not done in 10 seconds, then we're going to go back. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. We gave it a fair chance. Cancel. All right. So, okay, that wasn't too bad. I didn't get my money back, but it looks like I still have that character that I bought. Now, one thing that I'm kind of curious about is if you win the match, right? If you are the last person standing or the last team standing, I would assume you just get to keep that character that you just finished with. You probably don't have to buy another character next round. So if we win, which is iffy, but if we do, we'll be able to answer that question. So let's see what we get. So back to this, see if we can actually get in here. So it's cool that they list some of these hotspots for you. So I guess the idea is to try to go to each of these and look for those clues. Now in the video that I watched the first time, like the one that I've seen, and I haven't, like I said, I haven't dug into this much because I wanted to kind of have a raw experience with you guys. But the crematorium in the first video was where the boss was. Now, why are we getting these errors? All right, we're going to cancel that more quickly. So we're still on the spider. Now, I kind of think, let's look. This is the same map. So it's the same map, just different boss. So that's interesting. Looks like, actually, so that kind of suggests that there's only one map in the whole early access. I wonder how many maps they intend to have in the game. So it looks like you're just doing variations of the same exact map. So we should end up actually learning this pretty quickly if we play a bunch. So we can do the butcher at night, do the spider, and then do the spider at night. Okay. I mean, so that's something to be aware of, I guess, if you're going to play this or buy it right now. So this is $30 in early access on Steam. And I didn't see any information, like when I looked at the Steam description of the game, they haven't really talked about what's coming, how much content is supposed to be in the final release. Now, a good thing, and this is kind of what I suspect, usually when you buy a title in early access, you pay quite a bit less than what it's actually going to be on release. So like a good example of that was like Ark Survival Evolved. During early access, it was only $30, just like this one is. And then when they released it, they bumped it up to $60, which kind of pissed some people off. All right, still getting these codes. I still feel like this is an issue with their servers just being loaded. And I don't have any idea if the contract matters. Well, let's do the butcher. Why not? Same map, right? There. Now I just noticed, like right before that went away, it said kill him with shotguns and explosives. So that's not what I have. We'll see though. See if it lets us actually get in this time. Now hopefully if you're watching this and it's not launch day, which should be any minute now because I'm doing this late at night. Hopefully it's not quite as loaded as it is for me right here. All right, so that's sucky. So what we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna just back all the way out of this. I want to kill the spider. So if we're playing the same map, I want to do the spider. That's what I feel like I'm called to do here. So making sure this is the repeating rifle. So this is kind of like a, you see the play on words right there? So instead of Winchester, which is the real gun, historically it's a Winfield. That's fun. And see, it's got a machete. Like this guy almost feels like he's better than the really expensive guy. All right, we're gonna give it one more try here. Spider. Maybe we just needed to back out of that screen. If this doesn't work, then we're gonna completely exit the game and then load it back up. See if that helps us in any way. Now, what are these buttons up here? Doesn't give you a tooltip or anything. This looks like it would cancel whatever you're doing. We already identified that these are settings. I'm guessing maybe this is rankings. Kind of looks like it would be a ranking chart. We'll take a look after. It's not going to potentially interrupt the experience. What is that? Okay, that's really frustrating. All right, so what is this? Open a link. So I guess the leaderboards are not in the game yet. All right, what is this? I guess we can't do that. Okay, so like we said, we're going to exit the game and go into it from scratch. Now we're not going to exit the cloud server. There's no reason to do that. So we're still on the cloud server. We're back at Paperspace, and we're going to jump right into the game and see if we can correct some of that. And for those of you that play a lot of video games, I'm sure you know how launch nights go. Everybody, especially for games that come from big companies like Crytek, everybody that's a fan of that studio is going to want to play their new game. And in this case, Crytek hasn't released, a major game since, to my knowledge, it's been since Crysis 3, which was 5 or 6 years ago. So this has the potential to be a pretty big game when it comes out. So it does not surprise me that a lot of people are trying to play it right now. Now, normally, if I was just making a video for you guys, we would just cut this whole section out. We'd say, okay, so here's, the game, and then any, glitches that we run into, we're just going to cut that so that you can just stay on point with gameplay. But that's not the point of this video. This video is to give you a true-to-life look at what it's like to play a new game like this on a cloud server. So we want you to see all of it. And that actually got to text a little bit quicker than it did the first time that we tried this. All right, moving right along. Oh, that's cool, 3D sound. Now I'm not going to do that right now, although I do have a headset. I prefer to use the lavalier mic for when I talk with you guys. All right, so it's got a video tutorial. That's cool. Let's go right into Hunters. Give it a second to load up. Hopefully it's still... Whoa. Oh, okay. I was freaking out for a second. I'm like, where's all my money? But we're getting the connection button down here again. Okay. See if that kicks back in. No, I was like, dude, don't take all my money. I haven't done anything to deserve that yet. Are we gonna get there? We did the first time. Hopefully that's not the only gameplay that I can show you. All right, we're cool. We're connected. And our money's back. Happy with that. So play. We're gonna kill this spider, and then let's see what we get. No, I hope that we're not stuck with this. I hope that that little bit that we were able to play is not the only gameplay that I can show you right now. So hopefully we get a connection this time. And if we have to come back to this, we will definitely do that. I don't want you guys to miss out on this game. So, oh, here we go. All right, click to ready up. So it looks like I'm actually playing the online version now. So I don't remember switching to online. Maybe that's just the default. So it looks like, I don't know. I don't have a teammate as far as I can tell. Now, what does time of day gold mean? I'm not familiar with gold being a time of day. All right, screw it. We're just gonna do it. We can take on the world, right? Oh, I guess we have to wait for somebody to come. So if we click it, it says undefined. Can I inspect undefined? No? I don't think anybody's there. Now it has a plus button as if you could invite somebody, but that clearly does not happen. Okay. I felt like we did this, right? We've already found a match. We've already loaded the map. Shouldn't have to do it again. You know what this kind of reminds me of, this game so far, like the concept of it? I mean, we talked about how it's, from a survival perspective, it's a little bit like Fortnite and stuff like that. But the feel of the game, I don't know. It's interesting. Okay. I think we're actually getting in. This is good. And I want to do more videos like this. So I mean, we've got a pretty good library of videos about the actual game streaming companies and products, and you know, we go through and we kind of demo a lot of the stuff. Now, a lot of the, you know, this is a fairly new industry. You know, I mean, the idea of game streaming has been around for a while, and there's been a few companies in the past like OnLive that gave this a try, but we're kind of at the very beginning of something brand new, you know, where we're seeing a kind of a resurgence of cloud gaming companies that are just popping up all over the place. And so a lot of the cloud products right now are in some sort of beta. And, you know, so a lot of our videos are more kind of first impressions videos of those companies rather than reviews. You know, there aren't a whole lot that are, you know, technically reviewed. Liquid Sky would be one, and we've talked about them. And Remoter is actually another one. And, you know, just to kind of tease you guys a little bit, we are working on a review for Remoter where we show what they look like on several of the platforms that they're available on, and we just kind of give our take on how they are today, because they've been out for several years, and that is coming up very soon. But I would like to make more videos like this where we actually play a game and, you know, show you guys what it looks like to stream it. You know, there's plenty of other channels that are streaming the same games, but very few of them show you guys what it looks like to play those through a game streaming product or through a cloud server. And we are definitely going to fulfill that need for you. Well, and let's talk a little bit about this. I don't like to have dead air as we play, you know, while this is working on loading. Actually, it looks like we might be there, so we might hold off on that. What is this picture of? Oh, it looks like some sort of trap. Okay. Okay, we're playing. Okay, so you can't move or anything while you're in this. I mean, you can move your mouse, but you can't move anything else. Okay, so like looking down, I guess that's their version of looking down the sights. I wish it was more of a traditional ADS, to be very honest with you. If we go through our weapons, so this is cool. I might roll with the machete, because like we talked about, what is this loading screen at the bottom? Is that my stamina? I think it is. Okay, where are we on the map this time? So we came out over here last time, and I think we're right here this time. Okay, so we're kind of still in the same general area. What is that? See, this pile looks like something suspicious, right? Maybe it's just a pile of leaves and brush, but it kind of looked like a nest for something. All right. So that stamina bar at the bottom seems to empty, or, you know, it seems to take quite a bit to do a slash. So hopefully it doesn't take a whole lot of slashes to kill something. Now if we hold shift, we start sprinting. And that's interesting to see that that doesn't seem to affect stamina, right? So swinging does, but sprinting doesn't seem to do anything. All right, what is this over here? So let's identify where we're at. So it looks like we're at the Chapel of the Madonna Noire. It's good to remember the places that we've been. Now this actually looks like where we were before. So maybe that gives us a clue as to where we wandered during the first take. Yeah, I think this is the exact same spot. So if that's true, there should be some dogs in here, right? What are my weapons? So I only have one shooting weapon, just the rifle. So if I need to take something out over distance. So there were dogs right over there last time. So they're either not there this time, or they're hiding in the brush, and there was a horse right there. So that's interesting. So I mean, that's actually a good thing in my opinion. You know, when everything is completely randomized. So maybe the map is the same, you know, meaning that the locations on the map are the same. But it looks like the things that you face when you play are different. Now, oh shit, there's the horse. That thing startled me. So we should kill this with our melee weapon, right? Well, that was dramatic. Is anything else coming? Did anything else hear us? Not yet. See, I expected to see a little more gore out of that, I think. That was a little underwhelming. Now, see, the last time, we didn't have to open a gate, I don't think. Now the clue is in the same spot, so we're gonna hit F, and that should give us $25 based on what we did last time. So we just earned 25 bucks towards, okay, what is that? All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk right here. So there's 2 zombies, and you know, we want to be as silent as possible. So let's see if we can get them with melee. I mean, well, what is that? See, is this something that's gonna sit up? I don't think so. I think it's dead. Oh shit, I hear dogs. Where are they coming from? Oh, see, that paid off, right? Killed them with 1 swipe. This is a pretty beastie melee weapon. 2 for 1. Now I'm still hearing the dogs though. That kind of disturbs me. Oh, okay, there we go. I feel better now. They're in a cage, but we're setting them off, which is not a good thing. So they're already making a bunch of noise, so we're just gonna take care of this the old-fashioned way. Now, does it matter? We can experiment a little bit. Does it matter if we shoot them in the head? Looks like it does. Well, let's do a body shot now and see if it matters. Do they take... okay, maybe it doesn't matter that you get them in the head. Okay. Those weren't the same dogs that we killed the first time. Those look kind of like hounds, almost like bloodhound. Not bloodhounds, but something. All right, let's use our vision with E. Is there anything of interest in here? I'm not seeing anything blue. All right. Now we are looking for loot, right? So if there's anything that we can open, any boxes, we definitely want to take a peek at those. Okay, here's a box. All right, F. All right, so what does that do? I think I heard in the first video that having a lantern allows you to potentially light stuff up, but also you can light things on fire. Why is that glittering? Is that, what is this? See, this looks kind of like fire, but is it fire? It's like a reflection a little bit. I think, oh, what happened? I think we were standing on fire. It just was not defined well as fire. Oh, no, no, we got shot. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Now, see, I expect to get more points this time because we killed 2 zombies. I think we killed 3 dogs, and we got a clue. Man, that guy was silent. See, he made me think for a second that because I was trying to figure out what that was on the floor because it kind of looked like flames. And I was like, oh no, it was flames because I burned. But no, that guy, I think he meleeed me. Just snuck up behind me and got me. So I probably gave myself away with those dogs and potentially with the gunshots while I shot them. All right, so for this video, I'm gonna do one more round. You know, if I can actually get back in, which was challenging to get back in again. If I can do it one more time, we're gonna do one more session of this, and then we'll talk a little bit. But overall, you know, playing this on the cloud with Parsec has felt really good. So let's look at our experience and what we got. So grunts is what they're calling zombies. So that helped a bit with XP, but it looks like the only way that you're actually earning cash so far is with getting the clues. Now, I'm going to bet you if you actually kill a real person that you get cash off that too. And something I'm curious about is because it says next unlock. When you unlock that, do you have to then buy it? Because if so, I'm running out of money pretty quick. All right, we're going to try to play one more time. Let's see, it didn't... All right, we're going to do that solo. It didn't ask me to select my character, so let's see what we get. See, things are not consistent. Maybe it'll ask me to select it after I select the map. And I still have no idea what time of day gold means. Oh, we'll see. See, we need some tool tips. You know, this should have been clearly a leaderboard, which I still don't know 100% that it is, because when you click it, it just tells you to open up a website. All right, I already clicked this just for the record a couple times. Now, see, things seem to be a little smoother if you play by yourself right now. Just a note, because each of the times that we've tried to play on a team, it seems like the matchmaking system really adds a lot of delay, like where it takes a while to get loaded up with somebody else, at least for today. So solo may be where it's at, just to try to get into things. See, this is loading quite a bit. Whoa, that's neat. What era are we from? Like, I thought this was kind of a Western game, but that was again from World War II. So that's weird. Huh. Now, I think this is supposed to be set in a place like Louisiana. Maybe it really is Louisiana. I'm not sure if they're trying to say that or not. And I've seen these creatures in the other video that I watched. They kind of poof like feathers. That's a neat gun. It's good to know that ammunition is rare. Now, this is the gun that we tried to use in the first round and had no idea how to use the actual. Oh, I see what this is. This is like, interesting. So it looks like that was a weapon, like that you swing around at something. We have to be careful with the noise that we make because people really do clue in on it and they come get you. Anyway, so what I was saying earlier as it was loading, and we'll try to say it now. So we talked about, you know, Flickstiq and what we're all about. You know, we talked about game streaming and cloud gaming. Those are our two subjects. If you want to learn even more outside of our YouTube channel, take a look at flickstiq.com. So on flickstiq.com, we cover, you know, news, reviews, and tutorials, you know, concerning cloud gaming and game streaming as subjects, and we cover, you know, all the companies in this business. We have some things that are exclusive. You know, you won't find them anywhere else. And we tend to post on that website at least once a day, if not more. And if you want to, you know, keep on top of the world of streaming games, that is your best place to go. So it's updated even more frequently than our channel because we can only, you know, it takes a couple days to throw a video together sometimes. So if you want to stay on top of things and, you know what's being updated and what changes have been made and innovations and all that stuff, go to flickstiq.com. All right, and we're back to waiting for other players, and that seems to be loading much faster than last time. Now, don't make me take that back. It's been a waiting game. Haha, play on words. All right, so what it looks like it did was it took that other character that we had listed as an option for us before that I don't remember buying, but you know, go figure. So we've got a shotgun this time, and then we've got a pistol that's on a stock, and I'm not sure what advantage that gives us. And we've got a knife, which is cool. So that uses stamina. So it seems like melee is kind of the only thing that uses stamina. And then we have dynamite. Okay, so this would only really be good up close, which is one reason that I'm not a huge fan of shotguns. Now, where are we again on the map? So it seems like it just starts moving us up. So we started, you know, first game was right here, second game was here, and now we're up here. Weird. Okay. So we'll head over this way and see what we find. And I have no idea what advantage this pistol has over the other pistols that you could use. And I don't know if having a stock on the pistol is just an aesthetic thing, you know, it's just a design element, or if that actually stabilizes it or something like that. All right, there's a zombie. So should we use our knife?
We should, right? Because we saw how easily those dropped before. Now this guy has his own cleaver. Okay. So, you know, nothing too crazy. Now the design of the characters is pretty cool. I think we did good with that. We'll switch back to the, you know, I need something with a little bit of range. You know, I feel like the shotgun can be good, but you have to know that you're going to be really close to something, you know, and also in this game, you know, shotgun's got to make a lot of noise. So if we have a choice, we definitely want to use something melee oriented if we have a choice. Because we don't want to alert other players that we are close by. The scenery in this game is very pretty. I like it. But, you know, again, you know, Crytek is known with their CryEngine for having, you know, pretty games. It's always been, you know, they were, you know, if you remember back when Crysis first came out, if you were playing PC games back then, Crysis was kind of the standard for measuring, you know, how your computer performed. Now, this is weird. I think I've hit the edge of the map because if I try to go forward, I can't. So where am I? I'm right here. So yeah, interesting. So we will backtrack a little bit and see if we can get somewhere else. Now that character that we killed, I kind of felt like he was a little more hardcore than the zombies that we killed in that last match. Because he took 3 swipes. So either he was special, or the knife that I'm using is a lot cruddier than the machete that we had in the last match. Don't know if there's an easy way to answer that question. Now, what actually that's not true. So generally when these types of games are released and they're out for a bit, people will start, you know, making lists and, you know, releasing information about like the characters and stuff in the game. All right, so this guy has fire on him. I think he's the same type of character though, right? Let's see if we can sneak up behind him. Can we? Maybe. Maybe. All right. I mean, that was pretty much the same as last time. 3 swipes and you're out. We're doing good, you know, not triggering stuff and alerting other people that were around here. Okay. All right, so there's something else right over there. Prefer not to shoot if I can help it because that really has mattered. And we are near Scupper Lake is what it looks like. All right, so this thing has a dress. See, what I'm worried about is, you know, with the characters that I have not identified yet, I don't know if it's like a special hardcore character. What the hell is that? Okay. All right, we're gonna shotgun. This thing has like bugs coming out of it, and that sucks. Is it dead? Do you see that? It had like a bug attack, and it looks like if you look down at my health bar, I appear to be poisoned. Now, wait a minute. Did I have... Okay. No, I don't have any kind of syringe with this character. I was going to say, I know that one of the characters had a health syringe. Maybe I could have fixed it. Okay, so that looks like the poison effect wore off, thankfully. I had to shoot it, though. You know, if I could kill it with 1 shot from the shotgun like that, then I probably could have just stabbed it. But this is a learning experience, right? It looks scarier than those other zombies that we killed. Now there's some crows over here, so we want to kind of avoid that because they will make a lot of noise and fly up into the air and potentially alert other players that were nearby, and we should avoid that. All right, so there's a bunch of stuff over here. See, we didn't trust our knife last time, and we should have. So let's see if that pays off now. So they're all over the place. Now these are points there, right? We're gonna get all the points we can get. So there's 1, 2. See if you're a 3 swiper as well. Oh, a 1 swiper. I'll take that. What about you? Are you a 1 swipe? So that's interesting. It seems like if you can kind of get behind them like that, it makes a huge difference. Now this thing up here looks like its head is gone and it's like hanging off the back. Oh no. That's a poison one again. So it appears that if you cannot... Oh no! Alright! Ah! Okay. So that pistol sucks. Note for all, don't try to kill things with a pistol. Well, we answered our question, right? We wondered if the stock helped, made it more powerful or accurate or whatnot. No, does not. Don't kill things with your pistol. And, if I was going to take that a step farther, I'd probably say don't get a guy with a shotgun, because, if I'd had my repeating rifle like the character that I wanted to use had, I should have been able to take that thing down a lot quicker, and that thing probably wouldn't have snuck up on me as fast. He didn't really sneak up on me, but I couldn't react to it as quickly as I needed to. All right, hive. So these all do have names. Now, we got no money that round because we didn't get any clues, and I'm assuming, again, it's a theory at this point, but I think if you kill another character, that you probably get money for that as well. But we did get a decent amount of XP because we killed 4 grunts, 1 hive. So I think that thing that had all the flies coming out of it was probably a hive. All right, so like I said, that's the last section that I'm going to play for right now. We'll probably come back to that later. And if you guys want to, if you want to see more of this game, let me know in the comments. I would be happy to accommodate you, and we can try again later. Hopefully not spending as much time troubleshooting as we did tonight. So the Hunt Showdown is available right now in Steam. It's early access, $29. We'll let you buy it today and play today. And like I said, if you want to see more gameplay, and if you want to see it played through a certain service, right? Because we just tested Parsec plus Paperspace. If you want to see that played on something else, feel free to leave that in the comments as well, and I'll see what I can do. And let's go ahead and disconnect from our server, and that's about it.
I hope that you enjoyed our video. Go ahead and head over to twitter.com/Flickstiq. Make sure that you go up and hit the follow button so that you get notified every time that we do something new. On top of that, we have a brand new website over at flickstiq.com, and if you go there, you'll notice that we cover a lot of things that aren't in our videos. So we cover things like game streaming news and reviews of game streaming products and cloud gaming information. So it's basically a great destination for everything that you could possibly want to know about game streaming and cloud gaming. So visit flickstiq.com and be sure to subscribe once you get there. And lastly, you absolutely do want to head over to youtube.com/Flickstiq and make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you get notified every time we release a new video, and so that you can stay on top of game streaming and cloud gaming. And until next time, you guys have a good one.